Hi everyone. My name is Shelly Dressel. I channel the universal light beings for um, just messages from them about every couple of weeks or so. But then in between that, I will frequently do little mini channels if there's something going on that is catching my attention. We've heard a lot about medbeds, and the universal beings have spoken about medbeds since 2020, 2021, something like that. And what's been very interesting to me is over that time, I've seen it's like that pendulum that's going side to side. I have seen that they will absolutely have them. That's a given. That's not going to change. The question arose as to when we're going to get them, how is it going to be implemented, and how is it going to be moving forward? Because one of the things that Elon and Brsentia have said, probably starting about a year, maybe a little longer than that ago, was that the quantum healing is about consciousness. And if a person's consciousness is not at a level that they can maintain, then they can frequently go back to what they were. And then I kind of got more of a feeling that the same is true when it comes to working in the consciousness, like the collective consciousness of the planet. So I've known that they were going to come, but just didn't know when. So recently I've been hearing a lot about med beds and that, oh yeah, now here they are. Here's what's going to happen. And so I wanted to look at it again. So I'm going to start by just channeling El Bayon to see what he has to say about that. But then afterwards, I'm going to connect to this a meditation that he gave that allows you to go virtually up to the med beds on his ship. This is a really powerful meditation. It has had great benefit and great impact for people. So that was filmed in 2022. And so you'll have that on here at the end, and then just a few minutes of talking about med beds here at the beginning. Greetings, it is I, El Bayon. I come to you at this time because I wish to, what's the word? Speak about something that is shifting literally through time space reality. We have had what would be the equivalent of a med bed out in the universe for many thousands and thousands of years. You've had the equivalent of this on the earth plane many thousands of years ago, hundreds, maybe 100,000 years ago or something like that. And now it is coming back and coming back and coming back. As you have moved through this ascension process, as we've been talking about it for so long, it's raising the frequency of the earth so that the frequency of the earth can maintain this type of quantum healing. There have been times when people on the earth plane did go out to the universe to one of the ships and they had healing in the physical med beds up on the ships. There have been times that people have worked energetically with it through meditations or their dream state. So there are multiple ways in which this can happen. But I want to look into what's going on now because I believe even the last time someone asked about this, the response we got is that yes, they're coming, but it felt like it was 6 months to a year or more out. So let me see if I need to be a little more specific. I would like to know uh, what when I'm looking at these energies, what I'm going to look for is this available right now for the military only? And when is it going to be available for the general public? And how are things going to be distributed? Okay. One of the reasons why things were not shown to me is because there has been a thick cloak of invisibility, you could say, around this. There are med beds, they are on military bases, and they have been used, but very selectively. It's not just a blanket, come on in here, let's heal you. They work with individuals that they know have a consciousness that can support it. They work with individuals that maybe have a very acute situation that needs to happen now. So it's not general information, and it's not out there for everybody. But what they have been learning as they've looked at this is that they're having very good results from this. These individuals, the ones that they're working with right now, are those that have had PTSD, those that have had some sort of an injury that they required surgery, or maybe they had some sort of a disability like brain or something like that. They are going to be using the med beds to regrow limbs because that is absolutely one of the ways in which it can work. However, that's pretty extensive. And so from the terms of the quantum healing part of it, no big deal. It's about equal. But what I see they're doing as they're rolling this out, because I'm getting an image that they did try that on one person. That person wasn't ready to accept it, and they just had one problem after another. They kept having to repeatedly go in and do another healing, until finally that individual says, just give me a break. Maybe I'll do this sometime in the future. So in other words, the veteran was the one that pulled back and said, let's stop. So that caused the people that are working in that department to say, and I'm talking nationwide, and I'm only talking about the United States right now. I haven't looked at the rest of the world. And so what that caused them to do was to talk about, is society ready for this? Are these people ready for this? What can we do about this? And they are making programs and writing programs that are going to be able to facilitate healing, but do it in a way that it is a permanent healing for the individuals. Now, again, as I'm looking at this, my strong sense is that I'm hearing at least 10 to 12 bases around the United States already have this. They're all good. And I'm seeing all over the United States. It's not just all in one part or another. It is all over the United States. So this is something that they are working on, that it is coming through, and they're still adjusting and adapting to human life, so that as it works more consistently, then you will begin to see it coming out. I believe that this has been going on for at least a year, in this very kind of secretive way. And I believe that people will start hearing about it within the next 4 to 6 months. So the question then arises, it feels as if they are in the process, and again, all over the United States, they're in the process of building facilities that are going to be used for public use. But I still don't see that coming out in that level for at least a year from now. But you will be starting to hear about it happening on the bases, and you'll begin to hear veterans that are talking about the healing that they receive. So this is very, very, very exciting, because this is showing, yes, it's up and running, and it's going to be utilized at this time. So at this point, used for the veterans, used for people that were stuck in the dumps. It's used for many, many different things that are the most acute, and then it will go into the general public later. So then the question arises, I know there's that sky something in Australia. So what does it look like in Australia? It feels like something similar is going on in Australia. They have a few that are being used, and they're in the background, and it's more secretive as they're trying to see how they work and what might need to be done in that country to adjust the energy. Looking over at Europe, looking at Russia, looking at China, looking at Asia. Again, I'm just seeing scattered devices all over the world. So they are there. They are beginning to use them, but it has not, they really didn't ramp them up and start using them until about fall of last year, like September of 2024, maybe July, something like that. Up until then, they were programming the devices. They were learning from universal beings how to use them. They were training personnel. And so now it's getting to this point. So it is coming. We are several steps closer, and I'm very, very excited about that. But please stay on this video, listen to the meditation, and hopefully that'll be something that can help you wherever you are in this now moment, because energy is energy, and you can shift energy, you can heal energy, you can move through whatever process you are going through, and it can be just as effective this way. Thank you very much. Ansaluia. Taking a deep breath and breathe out. Taking another deep breath and breathe out. Allow your focus to come within you. And as you breathe down within your heart and within you, You are allowing your energies to come and center within. Allow that to then move upward. I have brought my ship in close to the earth plane. And as you put forth a clear intention, I would like to go to the healing room on Elbayon's ship. It will transport you onto my ship. We have various people that are here at all times, and they are here to greet anyone that may come for a healing session upon my ship. We have a sense of moving. There, let me just say, there is a greeting area that has a large window that you can see as you look out, that there are stars and other ships, and you can see the earth in the distance. So as to give you that perception that you are within the universe. You will notice that when you arrive within this space, you are no longer wearing the earth clothes. You are now wearing a garment that looks like something that a monk would wear. It's a loose fitting garment made out of a material that is very neutral and soft and comfortable. It is fitted to you so as to be comfortable while not tight. There's a sense of trousers underneath. You then move through the ship. Most often there is a moving sidewalk. Sometimes people will just manifest by teleporting from this center into the healing room. As we arrive in the part of the ship that is for healing, you are in a place that is only you, that is only the healers that are working with you, and that shows the med bed in a separate room. There is a chair for each of you to sit upon. And as you sit upon this chair, the other individual that is working with you begins to communicate with you telepathically. They may reach out and hold your hand to make that connection. And while your physical body is not here, you have your full consciousness, your energy bodies, your soul, your essence. So I invite you to process this as if your physical body is here. So they reach out and they take hold of your hands. And you can feel an energy that begins to move into you from them. At the very beginning here, they are asking your permission to work with you. And as you give that permission, your energy fields begin to open up. Within this space, there is a preparation that is taking place. It may be completely different for different people depending on your situation. However, it tends to include questions about your life, what is bothering you, what you would like to see as an outcome, and as this is taking place, this individual is already working with your energy. When this part is complete, you then walk into the room. Some of you, when you do these meditations, will skip that segment in a conscious way and go straight into being within the bed. If you have worked with us on a continuous basis, you may skip that place and go straight to the bed. Medbeds look different depending on what you are seeking. Medbeds look different depending on what part of the universe they are coming from. For this one, it is what you might consider an all-inclusive. People that come to this bed may come for a multitude of different reasons, and it can create change on many, many levels. As you walk within, you see structures that are around you. You see within the center of that structure a place where you may lay down, and you do so. As you lay upon this material, it's as if you sink in. Your head, neck, body, arms, legs, everything is fully supported so that you are comfortable. Sometimes they may attach electrodes to the head, the feet, the hands. Sometimes it is not needed. The helper then moves out of the room. And the lights in the room grow dim. You begin to hear music that is very soothing and relaxing. The med bed does a scan of your body. As it does so, it's picking up your DNA. It's picking up what is going on so as to analyze. You may hear the tones or frequencies of the music changing. There may be pulsations of light. There may be a circle of energy that starts at one part of the body and goes straight through the rest of the body, that is going through, creating changes by each portion like slices through the body. Your consciousness most often just relaxes. You need not analyze, think about, or do anything at this point. And in fact, you'll either be asleep or your brain just shut off for this time. At this point, I'm inserting a shift in the time-space reality. You will be here as long as you need to be here, even though my words and this meditation is a finite length of time. Once the transformation is complete, there is a time in which the tones and the frequencies are changing so as to once again anchor your consciousness back within your body. There will be a period of time in which you are adjusting. You continue to ground until you get to a point where it is as if you are waking up from a deep, deep sleep. As you do so, as you sit up upon this bed and swing your legs over, if you have a sense of seeing yourself from the looking at you from outside, you may look completely different. As I'm looking at you, you look completely different. Some of you have gone back to a place earlier in this lifetime. Some of you have gone back to your origin of your soul, and you may be looking as if a different species. Whatsoever it was, you are there, and it is now a part of you from your cellular structure that moves through your bloodstream, that moves through your organs, your bones, that is creating an adjustment in your emotions and in your thoughts and beliefs, so that you can now think differently as you go about your life. You can now experience your reality in a different way. When the time is right, you move from the room. When you're back in that ante room, you again sit down in the chair. Frequently, people have a sense of disorientation. So anchor yourself. Adjust to what this feels like. This is a very high vibration. It is you. It is you that is healed. It is you that is transformed. And it is now here as a hologram within your spiritual body. As the time is right, we go directly from that room back into you within your physical form. To do this, your helper comes with you onto the earth plane. They will stand with their hands on your shoulder, and they will assist with integrating in your physical reality on earth that hologram of who you are in the transformed energy from the medbed. You may be asleep. You may be in a deep meditation. If your mind is fully analytical, it may seem to pause for a moment so as to allow for this greater integration to move through you. It goes down into your cellular structure. It goes down into your thoughts and your beliefs, clearing out those old belief systems. Your emotions are now beginning to recognize that perhaps you don't need the drama. Perhaps you don't need to feel so lost and alone. Perhaps you are filled with love. You once again begin to ground yourself, and as you do so, feel the energy of Gaia and create a new vibrational alignment with Gaia. Listen to align with the heartbeat. Have a clear intention that your frequencies are now shifting and finding around you the higher light frequencies that will assist in your everyday life and in anchoring you. You can come to this space every single day if you so choose. You will find after you have been here multiple times that you begin to generate this on your own in your everyday life. Deep breath in and breathe out. As you are living in this time of transformation, remember that you ultimately are this massive being, this massive soul, and you have the ability to transform. Let go any belief that you are stuck in the old paradigm, because you are not. I welcome you, my brothers and sisters. Know that we are all one. And I invite you to step into your reality of perfect balance and health.